Now in Streamlabs desktop, window, end stream button. Pages, Finder, Safari,
Okay.
Safari, speech chat, window,
Welcome back, guys.
tech button. You are currently on a Streamlabs desk, Safari, speak reload page, speech text entry area, text testing, 1 1 2 2 3 exclamation mark button, send text entry area testing 1 2 3.
Nope.
Reload page group. No action available. 0, 21. Speech value indicator. 0. Platforms. 0. Chatters. Text entry area. Chat. Platforms. Clickable. You are in text successfully. 21. 21. 21. 21. 25. Connected. Successfully. Successfully. 21. 21. Tab overview. Button. Interact with the title. New tab. Button. Tab. Text entry area. Blank. Testing. 1 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 3 3 exclamation mark.
Clutch fingers.
You are currently
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a better way for my my chat to get read, guys, because I need something a little bit more consistent for me. Just like OBS didn't really work for me on Mac, I just need to find something that's a little bit more friendly for us to talk with. It's not like I have a whole bunch of like subscribers and followers on this channel quite yet, but still, it'll be great to really be able to communicate. So I'm gonna work on that.
Streamlabs desktop pages. Pages.
I'm gonna work on that another
Chapter
time.
8.
But oh yeah. Let me not forget, because I keep forgetting to actually show you guys the stats and the changes to each series. So get right into it.
Messages, Cash App, Cash App, Audible, Discord, CNN, Over, Phone, YouTube, Notes, RoyalRoad, Wallet, Active, Wallet, Done, Button, Balance, $1.40, Learn More, Over, Pending, 2 hour, Balance, $1.43, Apps, Messages, Cash App, Audible, Discord, CNN, Over, Phone, YouTube, Notes, RoyalRoad, Active, RoyalRoad,
I act
Main,
like I'm
Landmark,
pressing the wrong
Slide,
button.
Reading History, View More, EPISTEMs, of Omens and Omnis, EPISTEMs, Mythical Heretic, Volume 1, Ugly Good EPISTEMs, Across the Middle, Volume 1, Others have also liked, Main, Landmark, Over, About, Table, Rating, Over, Epist Plus, Uncle, Origin, Litart, Portal, Urban, Progression Plus, Warning, Restriction, Profanity, Follow the Gun, Continue Reading, 106, Total Views,
Okay.
31, Average Views, 0, Followers, 0, Favorites.
Okay, so even Across the Middle broke 100. It did take it the 5th week, unlike I think all the other projects. I think they did it in 4 weeks or less, so that's pretty cool. But this was the actually no, this might even be ahead of Lincoln Lex.
Total views, back, button, banner, landmark, EPISTEMs, Mythical Heretic, EPISTEM, View More, button, EPISTEMs, of Omens and Omnis, EPISTEMs, others have all EPISTEMs, this token 110.
Nope.
Back,
Lincoln
landmark,
Lex passed
EPISTEMs,
up.
of Omens and Omnis, Arson of continue download, continue Arson of Omni, EPISTEMs, club, this prevent join set continue 100 total views, 22 average views, 0 follower, 0 favorites, back, button, banner,
So we don't have
EPISTEMs, of Omens and Omnis, volume 1,
favorites on that one yet. That's at 110.
Others have also liked,
Mythical
EPISTEMs,
Heretic is at
well I have, what total views, 138.
138.
Average 1. Follower 0. Favorites. Back button. Banner back.
Okay, and then we got yeah. It look, all these projects are doing well for different reasons, but no, I really like where this one's gonna go. Like I said, because I'm most excited to start writing for this
Selected
project.
body chapter 8. The beginning of the impossible. Speech muted.
All right, guys, let's get to it.
Chapter 8.
Where we all left off last time is he was using the practicing machine in his backyard, practicing until the morning after that weird gunk came out of his arm. And now, here we are.
The beginning of the impossible. Maximo paused in the middle of the throw. The feeling of 3 people approaching him felt physical, stopping him entirely. When he snapped out of a deeper focus, he felt everything around him thrum as the world returned to normal. He'd honestly lost track of time, and had by that point even pushed the gathering of footballs to the back of his mind. Even that portion of the practice had become ritual. It wasn't until that moment that he realized exactly how tired he was physically, but the rapidity of his thoughts was far from sluggish, pushing him to continue well beyond his body's limits. "Oh, you got slime coming out your nose, brah. What's wrong with you? Could you not feel that?" Maximo couldn't not notice the look of concern that passed between his parents, only to find himself incapable of pushing away the sneer that transformed his facial features. "No, I guess I didn't," said Maximo, taking off his shirt to wipe away more of the same black sludge that was secreted from his paws from his throwing arm the previous night. "We need to talk to you, son," said his mother, but Maximo ignored her, knowing where the conversation was going. "Love you, Mom, but I'm not going to stand around for another lecture after Sir Alexander Dushington has spent time brainwashing you." He threw his sullied shirt at his brother's face, laughing at his reaction as he brushed by his family. "Oh my God, what crawled inside of you and died?" screamed Bradley, gagging at the smell of the sludge on his formerly white t-shirt. "Young man, stop right there. Your mother and I are talking to you." "Nope. I'll take your stupid drug test after school and helping your other idiot son with practice. Otherwise, I need to shower before I miss the bus to school. Later, Valiants." Nothing else was said, and Maximo missed the strange looks shared by his family members. He took his time to shower, and in the end missed the bus to school anyway. Cursing to himself, he, for the first time in his life, would have to trek to school on foot. Not wanting to end up smelling like armpits and unwashed genitals, he changed into a set of gym clothes, stuffing his school wear into his backpack, once more leaving without a word to his family. He laughed to himself, hearing his brother laugh at him, having to run to school as the older young man did every day. Running won't save him from this Drew. The slammed front door cut off whatever opinion his stepfather was spewing at his mother and brother, and Maximo was off. Not excited to run to
8:32
school,
PM. One
but
notification.
welcomed to the
Discord.
potential
Now.
for stress
Discord.
relief
Speech
that
off.
normally came with exercise. To his surprise, his slow jog took him past his own school bus at one point, the transportation vehicle forced to make many more stops than just the one at the entrance to his own neighborhood. Wonder how much time I wasted riding that thing to school every morning. He dismissed the thought as his brother caught up to him, slowing his dead sprint to keep pace with Maximo. "You're making a decent pace for how out of shape you are." Was that a compliment or an insult? I can't really tell. "Both, Maxipad, you know that I'm karmically neutral." Yeah, don't slow down for me or you'll be late for morning practice, for sure. If you make it in time, you should stop by too. I'm sure that Coach would love to talk to you after yesterday. Maximo gave his older brother a thumbs up, having no intention of stopping by, Bradley rolling his eyes at him as he sped off. "Love you too." Maximo finally took the time to read all his notifications and was stunned by what he found when he opened his overlay. Throwing skill increased by +1. Aim skill increased by +3. Endurance stat improved by +1. Eat skilled by +1. What in the fuck? I have statistics. Maximo wanted to investigate the many unexplored menus of his overlay, but then saw the train of unread messages from Samantha. "Samantha, really? Do you know parkour or something? Well, I hope you know some if you're jumping off roofs or out of windows. You okay? It's been some hours, and I know I probably look super lame by checking on you repeatedly, but you did send me a crazy message and then disappear, so I feel completely entitled. Yep, officially scared. If I would have known you were prone to Travis Pastrana levels of stunts, I would have gotten your mother's chip ID. You know that if you're fine, I'm going to try and break your kneecaps right. Not that I've been thinking about you being my boyfriend or anything, but if this is how you're going to treat me, I'm going to punch you right in the tit. You're not going to get away with this kind of fuckery for sure. Ignore that last text, cutie. I hope you're okay. Just worried, and my insomnia is at an all-time high. Good morning, cutie.
Crazy
Sorry
good
about
slap,
last
right?
night. Still just worried. Should I leave you alone? I'd prefer that to being ghosted. Either way, just let me know. Maybe over lunch today? Maximo, wow, beautiful. I'm not even going to tell you why I couldn't respond. You'd probably cut my legs off rather than just break MLOL. Maximo waited only a handful of moments, and the trinity of dots that signaled the typing of a message appeared on screen. Samantha, what? Talking to another girl? Maximo, no. I'm not stupid. Haven't had as much fun talking to anyone in my entire life as much as I did with you yesterday. Even if we ended up as just friends, and you found a knight in shining armor, I'd still be enthralled. Samantha, okay, noted. Can we act like I didn't blow up your chip last night then? I'm absolutely embarrassed. Maximo. Samantha's messages showed itself in the corner of his vision. LOL. Samantha, how dare you and in my moment of weakness. Maximo, I'm sorry, what did you say? I was rereading the one about me being your boyfriend fantasy. That was my fave for sure. Samantha, fuck you, buddy. You going to tell me why I was left alone to conquer the world by myself last night? Their conversation continued about the weirdness going on with his body, and Samantha promising to tell him what she did through the nights when she was unable to sleep. Lucky me, thought Maximo as he ran into view of the practicing football team. The group was halfway through morning practice, and Maximo had all plans to spend his extra half hour before... Over here! Maximo sighed and ran toward Coach Kraft on the sideline. He couldn't help but watch the team run drills as he ran by, his implant picking apart each and every player on both the offensive and defensive lines. What's up, Coach? The older man gave Maximo a smile and a nod, the gesture telling Maximo that he was in for a surprise. Your brother told me that you could throw a ball. I mean, Hector. The coach called for a young man who sat near to where they stood. A tanned skin player with a wide receiver's number quickly stood before running over to them. What's up, Coach? Said Hector. The young football player holding his helmet by his sides, looking over at the team as they ran play after play. Maximo only glanced toward the coach and his mohawk before narrowing his eyes at the head coach. Here, take this and show me what you got, slammed into his chest. What do you need me to do, Coach? Asked Hector, putting on his helmet as excitement grew like the building of energy in a storm in his eyes. Passing suicide's my boy, Coach Kraft said, pointing toward a series of numbered cones arranged in an arc beside the football field. I call out a number, you sprint. Turn to catch the ball, bring it back, rinse and repeat. Maximo frowned, looking down at the ball and then back between the pair in front of him. I really don't think... Put down your bag, boy. It's time to train. The shouted words somehow made Maximo jump to drop his bag from his shoulders, nearly making him fumble the ball. 4, screamed Coach Kraft, and Hector raced off, while Maximo took aim and everything slowed down, mumbling underneath his breath as he tried to clear his mind of a flood of intrusive thoughts. Son of a bitch.
Here we go, guys.
Speech unmuted. Send button. You are pages. Streamlabs Finder. Find Chapter 9 Target Practice Pages. Chapter 8 The Beginning of the Impossible Page. Chapter 9 Target Practice Pages. Cancel button. Now in Chapter 9 Target Practice Pages. Window. Body. Page 1 of 3. Edit text. Content selected. Body. Chapter 9. Target Practice. Speech muted.
Copy.
Chapter 9. Target Practice. Maximo watched as Hector tore down toward the 4th cone at the opposing side of the football field. The coach had been standing at the home teams in zone, the offensive and defensive lines practicing both being pressured by preventing or obtaining a touchback. This happens when a quarterback or any of the offensive line is taken down by a defensive player within the boundaries of their own end zone, gaining the opposing team 2 points. Or a full-fledged touchdown if the ball is fumbled inside the end zone and retrieved by any player on the defensive line. Their positioning made it so that Hector had to run the full length of the football field, while also forcing Maximo to throw from in zone to in zone. Bullet or lob, Coach? Maximo said in a near whisper. Across the middle, boy. Maximo gave a nod of confirmation and threw a perfect spiral toward Hector's shoulders just after the young man pushed past the 80-yard line. The pass barely gave the wide receiver enough time to turn around once he made it to the cone, labeled with the number 4, smashing into Hector's midsection like a shotgun blast, taking him off his feet completely. Yo! Yelled Hector once he got back to his feet. Maximo shrugged, pointing toward Coach Kraft as Hector scrambled to run after the ball that was still rolling away from where he'd landed. Maybe hold back a little bit, my boy. He's not your brother. Not that I think Bradley would have done much better with that, Coach Kraft said in a way that made Maximo feel as if the man was more speaking his thoughts aloud, rather than giving instructions. It wasn't until the coach looked back toward him, with a face that expected a response, that Maximo even felt the need to speak up. Yes, sir. Yes, Coach, corrected Coach Kraft. Yes, Coach Kraft, responded Maximo, falling back into a practice discipline he hadn't followed in years. Why do I feel like this is an audition? Hector ran back at full speed after grabbing the ball, handing it back to Maximo with a glare. Maybe warn me next time. Didn't know your arm was a cannon. Don't even think Alan could take me off my feet, said the wide receiver as he sprinted back down the field. I got you, said Maximo. At the same time, the coachcraft blew his whistle and called out another number. Hector shifted angles slightly, dashing toward the 7th cone, and Maximo took aim. Bullet, all lob coach. Across the middle. Maximo nodded, and then yelled to give Hector a warning. Cannonball! Maximo's arm whipped forward like a trebuchet used to hurl boulders in medieval times during siege warfare. Hector, now knowing what he was in for, glanced backward as he pushed past the 80-yard line to see the football rocketing toward his midsection. Come on, Hector, that's all yours, buddy, said Maximo underneath his breath, wanting him to catch the ball more than anything in that moment, wishing for it to happen even. Hector turned, and in one smooth movement jumped slightly, curling his entire body around the ball. To both Maximo and the coach's surprise, the momentum of the ball took Hector beyond the cones, which would have pushed him beyond the limit of the end zone, resulting in no points if the same thing would have occurred during an actual game. Yes! Maximo pumped his arm in victory, but stopped celebrating when the coach gave him a strange look, eyebrows raised. What? He caught it, but it still would have been out of bounds, boy. And what are you doing, trying to make him puke? Maximo looked back toward Hector, who was slow to rise, glaring at Maximo as if he'd just insulted his mother. No, maybe I should try a lob. I suppose let's try it. Maximo nodded, and Hector returned, not running nearly as fast as he had been prior. Seriously, bro, did I do something to you? Maximo shook his head vigorously. No, sorry, dude. Just nervous and haven't thrown to a receiver in years. Hector nodded slowly, looking between him and the coach, making Maximo wonder if he thought the coach was having Maximo do this intentionally. The whistle blew again, and Hector took off toward the first cone to the far left of the set. Maximo took aim, and everything slowed. A notification dinged in his mind, and he ignored it as he spoke to Coach Kraft. Across the middle, or Hail Mary Coach? Praise the mother, boy. I'm not going to pay the hospital bills if you cause internal bleeding with that arm of yours. Maximo nodded, tilting the glowing line within his vision to pass at a high arcing angle, pointing the ball further upward, which would give Hector much more time to collect himself at the far side of the field. He launched the ball, and the coach whistled as if impressed. It wasn't until Hector made it to the specified cone that Maximo worried that he should have come up with another signal for a high ball, the wide receiver looking everywhere but up as the projectile whirled toward him. Up high heck! Maximo's warning was cut off completely, the ball striking Hector right on top of his helmet. Jesus Christ, I tell you to take it easy on him, to avoid you making him puke up an organ, and you go and try and make him a vegetable. At least you're accurate. The coach grumbled a few more indecipherable words to himself before he looked back at Maximo. Again, a strange look passing over his features momentarily as the man seemed to think while he stared him down. It seems what your brother said is true. You have an arm on you. Dare I say your only issues if you played for us would be that you throw too hard and too accurate. Don't give me that look. If you got put up against a team with incredible defenders, all they would have to do is man-mark our receivers, and we'd be open to an insane amount of interceptions. And that's if you don't throw out your arm first. Maximo nodded as he looked toward Hector, who walked back rather than run, seemingly having had enough of the drill. When Maximo fully digested what the coach had said, his gaze snapped back toward the man's own disgruntled features in shock. What do you mean if I played for you? Exactly what I said. What, you don't want to play? Seems like that would be a waste of your obvious talent. Well, spit it out. Maximo took a breath to collect himself before speaking, not knowing how to answer the coach entirely. It wasn't that he didn't want to play. More, he didn't know if he could. He'd frozen up on the field the last time he even tried to play a pickup game with a handful of people in his neighborhood years back, and didn't want to embarrass himself or waste the coach nor the team's time. Especially if the same thing would occur, if not something worse. I have a lot of trauma from the last time I played coach. I still see a therapist every now and again about it, honestly, said Maximo as the coach frowned. Don't get me wrong, though. I'd love to help my brother get more highlights so that he could go pro. Just don't know that I'm the right player for the job, said Maximo, looking over to the team that had stopped running drills entirely on the field, now staring at Maximo as a whole. Maximo couldn't help but notice his brother's ear-to-ear grin, and Alan, the team's current quarterback, glaring daggers at him. Yeah, I hear you. Your brother told me about your injury. I still want you to come to practice to help the team drill and make plays, though. If you have the time, I'd even pay you for the practice time. I could use you as an assistant coach regardless. I understand if you're not ready for something like that, but if you change your mind, be here at 4 p.m., said the man, extending his hand to Maximo. Maximo nodded slowly as they shook hands, the sound of bus doors opening nearby letting him know that he needed to get a move on if he was going to both grab a bite to eat and make it to class on time. Thanks, coach, said Maximo, bending to pick up his bag and return it to his shoulders. Take the day to think about it, and come and give me your answer either way. Maximo responded with a nod, before turning to jog off, rushing toward the boys' locker room to change his clothes. It wasn't until he got to the locker room doors that Maximo realized that the coach hadn't given him much of an option, and having to face the man even if he decided not to join would make it that much harder to say no. He froze there, glancing back toward the team after the reason for all this popped to the forefront of his thoughts. Bradley, I'm going to smack you up, side the head for running your mouth, you big idiot.
Speech unmuted. Finder, Chapter 10 Tactics and Agendas pages. Close. Body, page 1 of 7. Edit text. Content selected body. Finder, Chapter 9 Target Chapter 10 Tactics and Agendas pages. At Chapter 9 Target, Chapter 10 Tactics and Agendas pages. Added by me. Pages document. Actions available. Chapter 10 Tac pages. Cancel button. Opening Chapter 10 Tactics. Now in Chapter 10 Tactics and Agendas pages. Window. Document. Body, page 1 of 3, edit text, content selected body, chapter 10, tactics and agendas. Start copy. Actions available. Format text quickly by voiceover jumping to the formatter. You are currently on a text area inside of a page. To add comment, hide headers and footers, jump to page format, and bookmark, press Control, Option, Command, space first to bring up the action menu. Speech muted.
Maximo read the notification he missed while showering. He had to make it fast, but felt he had no choice but to shower, feeling as if he smelled like the sludge that had been leaving his body slowly since he got chipped. Hitting a moving target takes far more skill and precision than striking an inanimate object. Continue to train with the laser sight given by the throwing and aiming skills, and learn how to lock onto your target, whether or not it is in motion or not. That could be useful. I wonder how long it will take me practicing to unlock that. Maximo finished showering and got dressed quickly, pushing his notifications to the back of his mind, storing his gym clothes in his bag, thankful the materials his body had been dumping didn't stick to the clothes. His mind worried momentarily over what was happening from his body, but the more he tried to concentrate on the thoughts, the more they seemed to be forced from his head. Before he knew it, the school bell was ringing and he was forced to run to the cafeteria. He got in the quickly dwindling line to grab something he could eat during his first period. The options were few and far between by that point, but Maximo settled on Pop-Tarts and a banana with milk. He was almost late to class, but slid in the door just as his homeroom teacher was shutting her door. Thanks, Miss Alamo. The woman gave him a nod and smiled as she gestured toward a free seat at the front. This was practically the only time he could sit in the front of a classroom, as many students didn't enjoy sitting behind his length. So Maximo soaked it up, excited to watch the school news and eat his breakfast. Hello. And good morning, everyone. Samantha's face appeared on screen, and Maximo couldn't help but smile. His new friend's television debut was today, and Maximo was glad to see that she didn't look as nervous as she said she would be. Today we have a lot to squeeze in, so bear with us, it's going to be a doozy. Maximo opened his Pop-Tart and began to destroy his beloved blueberry favorite, listening contentedly while the school news played out. Everything was normal, until a breaking news headline flashed on screen, disrupting the normal broadcast. Oh, wow, looks like the world of football is going to be forever changed, guys. On screen, a conference room was shown, and a headline reading, Flicks or the Zon, who will buy the NFL. Maximo jumped to his feet alongside a half-dozen other young men in the classroom, as if standing would somehow teleport them into the room where the bidding war was taking place. No motherfucking way. Language, young man, said his homeroom teacher at his outburst. It seems that these two entertainment giants have already beat out Sony and Disney for this purchase, came Samantha's voice through the television. What the fuck? Is this for real? Language, boys, language. Wow, that's unreal, said Samantha as the news shifted back to her and her CO host. Maximo sat down and almost whipped out his phone, forgetting that he could just search the web using his implant. That's not all, folks. Seems like we also may have our own football news. Here is our ground team with rumors in the morning, said Samantha. But Maximo was already surfing the web, trying to find out how the selling of the NFL would affect the sport he once cared for, and that his brother loved completely. It wasn't until Samantha spoke next that he realized there was more to the morning news than just the sale of the NFL that would forever change his life. Wow, that guy does have an arm on him. He's kind of cute too, isn't he, ladies? Wow, wait, is that my Maximo? Maximo's head shot up to see a quickly blushing Samantha, and a split screen of him throwing the football during practice earlier to Hector. I think that's Maximo Guile, right? You're Maximo? Asked Samantha's CO host. The young man's smile wide as he raised his eyebrows multiple times in a suggestive manner. Maximo read the headline being displayed and groaned in annoyance. That doesn't sound like a noise you should be making, young man. That girl is rather beautiful, Maximo. You should be proud of yourself if she finds you fond, said Miss Alamo. I would proudly hold her hand naked in the middle of Times Square, Miss Alamo. That's not the problem, said Maximo, staring the screen down, wishing he could make the entire broadcast shut down with his mind. Well, then, what is the problem? Said a girl next to him. He looked at her, her blush making him look around the room, many other young women sharing her red features. Looking to Miss Alamo, she too was blushing, which made him wonder what he could have said that was so ludicrous. Do we have a new quarterback? What kind of headline is that? It's going to be hard enough saying no to Coach Kraft as it is, said Maximo, looking back toward the television. The passes he'd performed far more impressive than he imagined them to be from an outside perspective. Don't be an idiot, brah. You got an arm. Maximo looked back toward another boy in the class, witnessing a handful of approving nods.
Boom. That's as far as we wrote in this story, guys. So now commences us riding across the middle live and in action. But actually, I don't know how long this was, so we might actually be on to 11.
Speech unmuted. Header, group, header, page 1, summary, chat, page 2, page 3, page out of 934 words, pop-up button. You are currently document, vertical formatter, group. You are currently on a group. To interact with vertical split, formatter, group, formatter, vertical split document, in document, page 3, summary, past, in page 3, end of text bottonads, end of text nods, end of text bota space. Space, S, nods period. Space. A-E-T-E-D, tried. Not arms like father but you didn't couldn't help himself space himself period new tab bottom left bid equal left double quotation mark 11 point left double not let 2 space 2 comma space d already e have what my a coach what my about this space this comma space what you all E-R-A acting like E Allen T that D bad space bad comma not mention space mention W E we E P O B what probably E W S T worse K E D ranked T A M team N R D I division space division comma space D I E B asking T O G T gets L O E R E D clobbered P A G plane use E U space 4 US us period right double quotation mark new tab O E 1 the U H men T E D pointed at K T at E S R E E N screen space screen period speaking E D left period new tab left double quotation mark left double quotation mark, body, E, dude, comma, stop, A, with, N, E, that, the, O, hyphen, E, line, is, going, to, A, Z, haze, your, S, T, don't, N, exclamation mark, join period, body right double quotation mark, new tab, bottle, E, language, space, language, comma, body right, comma, E, language, exclamation, right double quote, new tab, M-O, Maximo, E-D, side, space, side, comma, A-P-O, apologizing, T-O-2, M-S, means period, A-O, Mizalimo, O-N-I-A, period, means space, A-O, misspelled a limo, O-N-I-A, space, A-L, E-N-O, misspelled a limo, O-N-E-A,
Siri, spell Alamo.
space, period, means space,
Alma.
A,
A-L-M-A.
Wow, you're dirty for that. Siri, spell Alamo.
Alamo.
A-L-I-A-M-O, misspelled A, Alamo, O, Alamo, space, Alamo, Maximo side, apologizing to Ms. Alamo, O, Alamo, E, before, E-D, looked, kept back, T, at, P, E, misspelled says, E, P, space, his, P, E, passes, H, B, P, E, D, played, in, on, E, P, A, T, repeat, space, repeat period, space, A, E, he, N, T, couldn't, D, N, what, denied, E, the, P, E, N, precision, G, B, D, P, A, E, D, displayed, space, displayed commas, E, T, but, also, N, E, double, T, that, E, he, double, E, more, G, aiming, E, the, E, cones, H, N, the, H, O, A, T, space, cones, T, A, N, then, E, D, E, N, then, P, E, S, E, E, what precisely, T, R, G, E, G, targeting, A, E, T, R, misspelled hex, R, T, E, H, space, targeting, A, E, T, R, misspelled Hector, R, A, O, R, Hector, space, Hector, he couldn't deny the precision being displayed, but also knew that he was more aiming for the cones than he had been precisely targeting Hector, period, Hector, period. New tab, left double quotation mark, T, A, T, that, W, D, would, E, B, A, W, E, A, K, E, A, weakness, T, T, that, N, any, what, my, P, E, R, peers, W, D, would, A, E, have, A, D, what, already, T, T, E, gotten, D, rid, what, by, dub, now, A, E, what, E, R, any, D, good, spec, good, right, spec, D, said, M, A, O, Maximo, space, Maximo, U, D, R, A, underneath, hit, breath, space, breath, comma, T, G, struggling, T, can't think, of, T, various, wait, T, that, A, E, he, what may, O, E, R, E, overcome, T, not, J, T, just, H, his, E, R, S, fears, comma, E, T, but, his, E, T, immediate, W, A, K, E, weaknesses, E, S, E, S, weakness, E, weaknesses, W, E, well, space, well, period. Period. Well, only to E S D T A C T E D distracted. What E the E say girl T his D E side space side period new tab bottom left double quotation S O so E future Q A R T R quarter X quarterback space quarterback comma space Y O U W T A with A N T A Samantha space Samantha or W A T what space what question mark right double quotation mark right double quotation mark body new tab A E he E D blushed space what soft space softly comes E one again looking U D around two E C E more seemingly N T E E D D interested E faces then E D believed any E anyone E N O any E one G P group D would E R ever D E city direct D toward A him in A his U G A D T adult E life period period life even A his T A R teacher space teacher G T G gesturing A S if double A G waiting for N E R answer double A when E he E D looks A R her A P help period new tab bottom left double quotation mark D and T don't A E leave us double A I T N G waiting U G young man space man period save close finder chapter 9 chapter 10 tactics and agendas pages chapter 5 rebirth of a chapter 10 chapter 1 happy birthday pages chapter 10 tactics and agendas
Boom.
pages now in when I can't create default button now in untitled 13 1 11 period new tab actions available format text quickly by voiceover jumping to the formatter you are currently on it by A the D A Y day D D did N T not E T get N any E T T R better R for M A N O Maximo space Maximo period space E the double A what of hit D T R E distress G B R rather P E simple period space T E the A D A X A T broadcast T that R G morning A D hat T raw R for E more T attention A and then E was X E D because T O 2 O to comma space A D N E T T G his D mind G solving E issue E came with P O B M problems of there own space on period new tab bottom left double quotation mark Y O yo comma space B R A D Brad space Brad exclamation mark body right double quotation mark new tab A E he E D yelled space D yelled cops double A G waving N R arm R D toward hit R brother space brothers tall form space form T R O T R O G strolling hall R D toward the E T R A cafeteria space he yelled, waving an arm toward his brother's tall form strolling down the hall toward the cafeteria. Cafeteria doing. D-M. Damn. N-E-D-E-T, damnedest. O-2. G-R-B, grab. E, the. O-D-E-R, older. Y, boy. Boys. T-N-E-N, attention, space, attention period. New tab. Hid. Brother. E-D, look. R, over, space, over, comma, space. G, seeing. His. Lanky. R, M, form. G, being. D, E-D, dangled. The G, U-D, ground. His brother looked over, seeing his lanky form being dangled off the ground. Space. Ground. Space. Ground, comma. Ground. Y. D-E-E, defensive. E, line. Lineman. Space. Lineman, T, not. Only. M, E-D, smiled. T, at. M-A-M-O, Maximo. Space. Maximo, comma. Space. U-T, but, W-A-E-D, waved. A-S. A-E-E, V. E-E-R-E-D, veered. Off. O-R-R-E, course. D-E-D, headed. Directly. T-O-T-A-M, him, space, him, period. New tab. O-A-O, thank, G-O-O-D-E-S, goodness comes. A-T-A-T-T, space, T-T-A-T, least. Can. D-E-P-E-D, depend. O-N-A-I-S, his, D-U-M, dumb. Misspelled, D-E-N, when, S, space, dumb, S, W-E-N-T-T-R-S, matters, space. Period. Exclamation mark. New tab. Bottom left double Y-O. Yo. R. N-K. N. Franklin. Space. Franklin, comma. U-N-D. Found. T-T-E. Little. R. Brother. Space. Brother, comma. T. That. T. Fast. Space. Fat. Right double quotation mark. New tab. M-A-M-O, Maximo, K-E-D, looked, E-T-W-E-N, between, his, brother, D-N, E, the, T-T-R-O, troll, E-D, sized, U-N-G, young, N, man, P-E-N-G, pressing, A-M, him, P, sharply, E-P, up, A, G-T, against, E-R, locker, space, locker, comma. Maximo looked between his brother and the troll-sized young man pressing him sharply up against a locker, comma. Locker, semicolon, space. U-N-E-G, unbelieving, T-T, of, T-E, the, E-D, shared. E, smiles, A-D-D, nods, P-A-S, G, passing. E-T-W-E-N, between. T-E, the, T-O-P-A-Y-R, players, space, players, period. New tab, bottom left, Y-A-A, yeah, space. Yep, E-D, figured. A-A-D, hat, E, time. E, lunch, space, lunch, comma, space. A-D-N, if, T-E, the, U-N-R, rumor, E-A-R-D, heard. E-A-R, E-R, earlier, E-A-L, real, space. Real, comma, I-D-I-R-X-A-R, rather, D-E-A-D, had, A-A-X, U-P, up, A-R-T-R, X, quarterback, A-T-R, later, space. Later, right, D, said, G-R-N-K-N, Franklin, space, Franklin, period, space. Period. Franklin, period. Space. T-A-E-R, near. E-E-N, 7, T, tall. E-N, lineman. S A R G G shrugging. If A E L N T wasn't. O D G holding. E P up. M A N O at Maximos. O N E 1 A U N D E D 100 D E E T 70 P U N D pounds. Del A with A N E 1 A D E D handed E E's P O Y probably. The near 7-foot-tall lineman shrugging as if he wasn't holding up Maximo's 170 pounds with the one-handed he's probably. Space. Probably. E-D. Used. I-M-I-A-R-Y. Space. Similar. T. Space. Y. Similarly. Toot. T-E. Tote. U-D. Around. T-E. The. R. E. Large. T-E-E. N-H. R. Teenagers. O-K. X. K. Book rack. A. R. A. G. G. Bag. Space. Bag period. New tab. Bottom left double. A. T. What? U. R. Rumor. Space. Rumor. Right. A. D. Said. A. I. M. O. Maximo. D. Miss G. G. D. S. O. M. I. X. A. S. Z. Z. M. M A Z I N O Maximum A D A D Bradley A T A E set E time space time period new tab left double quotation mark T A E the P R I S I P A L principal is T R G trying T O 2.
God dang.
Space 2. R E force X A coach T O 2. S H H A E D U E schedule S R I A E S S scrimmages E R Y D A Y every day. P R A E practice A T space practice R T R rather A N then E T G letting us D R I drill E D E endlessly E like double E we E have E T double E games space games period body right double quotation mark new line tab left double A H comma comma H comma body right S D Sid B D I S space right double space A D A both T the G S siblings space siblings comma E before M A N O Maximo E M E E space Maximo E R E D space hits U R E T currents I R U M T E S circumstances space circumstances said both the siblings before Maximo remembered his current circumstances space E T T G settling his R E glare kept back on I still G smiling R brother E before T R G trying T O 2 R A 8 reach U T out D G R A B grab R A D L Y Bradley what E the T R A T throat space throat new tab bottom left double quotation mark T A I this double was what you at you exclamation right double quotation mark new tab R A D what Bradley Del A T R space water R E T A del space Bradley Del A T E D stated D E T A T S space Bradley S Del A T T E D swatted Bradley swatted T A both M A N O at Maximo's A D at hands A walk away space away comma space G rolling A E Y eyes A E T O K to A T E P X back space back period. New tab. Left of O of E course S T it W Y T E live O bro space bro comes U N T R G go T O 2 L T E N listen T O 2 E me F I W T T without E pressure space pressure comp space D E with T A bulk no T it space it comma space T just N T E the T A team D N T A this will all T O P stop space T T truck E me space me comma space I am I'm P A G paying space paying UT out P E T pocket UTIL until T D E does space does period right double quote new tab M A I O Maximo L O E D look D R D toward T E the L what slowly N D D G nodding N K K A R F F R N K I L N Frankie E I K N Franklin space Maximo looked toward the slowly nodding Franklin N Franklin D N T A N then X K back T O 2 R D what misspell space D R space 2 R A D what Bradley space Bradley comes E before T R G try T O 2 it's E once E more D D E throttle G siblings E cat next use H A N H G misspelled puts G N I A N E P P U N G space D cat G kicking T out N east direction space direction period new tab left of T A this it E the A R D third G fuck it E times A P E D happened D A what today A D what already space already U A S T A R D bastard space bastard exclamation mark body right double quote new tab left double quotation mark M Y my P A R E N T parents D E R E were N R R E D married E D bud comma space Y U R at yours Del E R E N T weren't space weren't comma space A D N I E like I D said space said comma space T just J N join A D N A this Del E E I L will all E B R over space over period body right double quote new tab A D what Bradley E D left A S E T R O E D strolled A walk away R D E E T R A cafeteria D R doors space Bradley laughed as he strolled away toward the cafeteria doors E L E what space S doors space doors comma space R A N K N Franklin A G smashing A M him K back E P up G T against E R locker he R I R space he E I N R E D reinforced T E the E H E message his O D R older R brother space brother new tab left what A yeah comma space T what A E he I D said space said comma join A N D N I L T O P stop T K N G taking P A E T payments T O 2 E A T B Y P P what space T A E B space 2 space. 2, P, E, E, P, P, R, peer, P, R, E, E, pressure. Y, your. S, C, R, W, N, Y, scrawny, S. D, N, I, N, T, A, D, instead, T, E, take, A, E, M, M, T, O, 2, D, E, E, D, defend. Y, R, your. Yeah, what he said, join, and I'll stop taking payments to peer pressure your scrawny ass, and instead take them to defend your. Space, your. B, O, N, E, Y, bony. A, S. S. Period, right double quote, new tab, bottom left double quote, I, G, E, T, get. I, T, it, comma, I, body, I, M, I'm, I, K, I, N, Y, skinny, space. Right space. D said. M A I O Maximo O K G choking A through. A his R E E response space. Response period. New tab. Bottom left double quotation mark. S E E C. New I get it. I'm skinny. New C end of text space E E S left double quotation mark bottom left at still O T got A N A R N arm O N Y A yeah space yeah comma A D N T that's all T that T T R at matters at right single quotation at matters. T T E little. G E D E Guile space still got an arm on yeah, and that's all that matters. Little Guile. Guile right up tab F R A N K N Franklin D O P P E D dropped M A I M Maxim space O Maximo A G T just S A F M I A R R familiar I E voice. E.D. called R4 A.I.M. him space. Franklin dropped Maximo just as a familiar voice called for him. Him period. New line. Trying to once more throb Max. New line. Does. Both know it. Of course it was new line. Bradley swatted both. New line. This was you? New line. The throat. New line. This was you? New Brad. New line. Of course it was both. Does. New line. Maximo looked toward the slowly nodding Franklin. Trying to once new line. This is the third fucking time this has happened today already. You bad. Page 2 body him. End of text body. Franklin dropped Maximo just as a familiar voice called for him. Period. Actions of body him period. Space. T E the T A tall K Franklin. G making. T it R G enough W A walk away from M A X A O Maximo. The tall Franklin making it far enough away from Maximo. Space. Maximo. W T A with A P E D speed T that N T A Samantha D had. D-A-H, space, Samantha. N-I-E-D, missed. T-E-the-I-T-R-A-C-T-R-N, interaction. I-N-N-I-I-N-T-I-R-E-Y, entire, space, entirely, period. New tab. Bottom left double quotation mark. D-A-M-N, damn. U-T-I-E, cutie, space. Cutie, comma, space. Y-U-U-L-O-K, look. I-E, like, Y-U-U. R-G, T, space, forgot. O-2, U-N, run, your, E, close. A, through, A, the, D, R, Y, E, R, dryer, space, dryer, comma, I, O, P, U, N, T, don't, A, Y, S, always. O, K, looked, A, at this, E, D, ruffled, space, ruffled, comma, Y, U, N, no. couple we will have images uphold space uphold period right double quotation mark right double quotation bot new line tab Maximo straightened space straightened comma space space comma space running his hands in down the wrinkles of shirt space shirt period new tab left yeah sorry space sorry comma space it's in G long G morning space more right said X I Maximo space Maximo comma T string D G N I R T S space space comma Maxim stare hallway T at T the L D bald N K N at Franklin's smoothly retreating form space form period new tab starting think H T that L all T the B U bullies in this S A O L school both P what play P O T sports no where cameras D T don't Q T quite reach thought M Maximo with A L E D clenched double jaw N I N T I L until starting to think that all the bullies in this school both play sports and know where cameras don't quite reach, thought Maximo with a clenched jaw until until starting to think that all the bullies in this school both play sports. Page 2 bodies starting to think that all the bullies in this school both play sports and know where cameras don't quite reach, thought Maximo with a clenched jaw until space until he felt S Samantha's arms P him space him period space he immediately froze froze comma space going rigid space rigid comma until he realized Samantha double wasn't going let go him he relax space relax period new tab bottom left double quote W wow committed there space their period right double quotation mark new tab bottom left double quotation Y yeah space yeah comma space what normally yell space yell comma space I'm with 11 it B Y baby comma before U N run through yellow T lights even as TH Y they change space change period right double quote new tab Maximo left N himself G hugging S N Samantha X back space back period new tab left double quote Y U Okay. Okay. Space. Okay. Right. Space. A. E. D. S. S. A. N. A. Samantha. Space. Samantha. A. D. N. A. O. M. A. N. O. Maximo. U. D. Could. D. O. 2. A. Was. D. Not period. Space. T. T. Period. Not. N. G. Knowing. T. That. E. G. Being. U. U. H. E. D. Roughed. Rough. P. Up. B. Y. By. P. A. R. Players. W. A. N. T. Wasn't. E. A. Exactly. A. P. G. Helping. His. E. Mental. T. A. Traumas. D. A. Diminish. Space. Diminish, comma. No. D. 8. N. A. His. D. E. E. Desire. T. P. A. Play. A. P. O. T. Sport. E. D. He. N. G. Launch. E. N. Given. E. P. Up. N. On. Space. On. Period. New tab. B. U. T. But. B. R. A. D. What? Bradley? U. N. T. Wouldn't. E. B. G. Going. T. R. Far. E. He. D. N. T. Didn't. N. E. E. D. T. E. P. Help. Space. Help, comma. Comma. Help. Period. Period. New tab. A. E. H. E. D. Side. H. N. Again. Space. Again. Comma. D. N. A. Samantha. O. K. A. D. Hand. Space. Hands. P. U. G. Pulling. A. G. Along. Space. Along. Period. New tab. Bottom left. E. Come. On. S. N. On. Exclamation. Q. B. QB. Comma. Space. E. T. Let's. E. T. O. D. N. U. U. Exclamation mark. Body right. Double quotation mark. Out of document. 736 document. End of text. Finder. Safari. Streamlabs desktop. Live 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 57 seconds.
Okay. So for this next one, I'll probably do like some sort of scene in the cafeteria with him and Samantha. Some sort of resolution for him not wanting to play for his school. Something, maybe Hector eating with them at lunch or something like that, or I don't know. Yeah, probably something like that. And then we'll go into the scrimmage, the first scrimmage where he gets to play. I don't know if I want to do something, cliche like Alan gets hurt. I think I want to do something like maybe a scout visiting the team and Alan being interviewed while Maximo is given a chance to play, and then Maximo shows out. I don't know, because he does take a few L's, and I'm thinking that might be in the warm-up before the game. So I might do the scene with him and Samantha and Hector in the cafeteria, then a scene where him and Hector are warming up and Franklin is trying to, blitz him in a drill, and then I'll do the game where Maximo and Bradley kind of make their return, is what I'm thinking. But no, next week on this day of the week, we'll start immediately with writing and or listening to what we have done for this chapter. Like if I finish this chapter and write the next section, we'll go from there. But yeah, a lot of fun, guys. Appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate you guys. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. I gotta go call my fiance, check on some things. But yeah, no, tomorrow we'll be back with Mythical Heretic. She's currently in first place for the experiment. But we got some other people sneaking up on her. Cornerstone Coins is doing some surprising stuff, and I think Omens and Omnis is gonna do some pretty sneaky stuff as well. So we'll see, guys. Alrighty then. It's been fun.
Group. Live 1 hour.
I
End
love you guys.
stream. Button.
Please be good to yourselves. Please continue to write every day. Like I said, I mean, we just put down 700 words in probably 30 minutes, something like that. So, honestly, you guys can do way more than this. And it's going to be way more compelling and way more thought up and way more... I'm just into the raw practice and raw creativity and trying to get things amazing in a singular draft. I know that that's impossible, but that's the skill that I want to practice, is being able to construct beautiful scenes from nothing. I need to start doing things more, who, what, when, where, why, and how. So, setting your scene, giving you more, because I didn't really build up how the school looks. You know what I mean? You guys are probably just imagining your own school, your own setting, you know what I mean, how you want to, which isn't a terrible thing, but sometimes for, higher realms of writing, you want to expand on those areas and really ground your reader in the meat of things. So I'm trying to keep both myself present, but also stay calculative in what I'm freestyling in this writing. But, all right, guys. It feels good to add oh, shit.
Live 1 hour. End stream. Pages. Pages. Untitled 13. Figured I had some body. Page new player up. Maximo look between body. Page 1 up against the locker. Map new line. Fake new line. Headed defensive line. Body. Page 1. M. His brother, new line, the cafe, beginning of text body 11. Actions available, beginning of text body 11, 1, period. Beginning of text body, C-A-T-R, chapter 1, 11, colon, 11, hyphen, space. Brotherly, love, space. Selected botted copy. Save. In save, selection replace tag, back, forward, grid view, change the item, ending endless. Where? Checkmark document, iCloud pages, recent ending endless. 0. Season 1. Character sheets. Background in Season 1. Character Volume 1 on dash, I think I broke it. Volume 1 on dash, why humans don't. Vol 4. Character sheet. Season 1. Background info. Season 1. Background info. Character sheets. Season 1. 0. WIP. Ending endless. Recent place pages, iCloud Drive, documents. Icon, new folder, icon, 0. A lesson in across the middle, icon view, new folder, icon view, volume 1 bootleg, icon view, new cancel, save, button, body, page 1 of 2, edit text spotted, chapter 11.
Sorry. I'm
updating
all about,
document.
Organization these days, because you lose stuff quickly, and just keeping things organized. Like I said,
Body,
I keep
page 1 of 2, edit
sheets.
text spotted,
I'm
chapter 11,
them,
brotherly
so
love.
I need to stop procrastinating, just because it's going to make the writing a lot easier, just being able to refer back to these sheets before each of these episodes. But maybe if because I'm not going to go to work tomorrow, I'm going to take a little bit of a catch-up day tomorrow, so we'll see. We shall see. All right. Sorry.
Header, body, page 1 of 2. Edit text spotted, Streamlabs desktop, button, end stream, button.
Please be good to yourselves. I know I ran through this rundown already with you guys, but I just want to give the best to my fellow cultivators, and I hope you guys are trying new things. And maybe even trying different, Wattpad or I wrote for a lot of different places. And I really like the premise of Pocket FM, But they're, unless you're already kind of established, they own a lot of the benefits of your writing. So if you can do it almost like how solo leveling did it, like get your name out there first and then come to them as an already established writer, you're not going to get your story stolen. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But like I said, my fellow cultivators, be good to yourselves. We'll be back tomorrow with Mythical Heretic. That's going to be a really good episode. Super excited to catch up on her too, because those episodes are super fun to write, and she's about to be going crazy on, I want to say like, I think I'm on like 30 for her, and we got to get through like maybe like 20 something episodes. So yeah, depending on how many I do tomorrow, we'll see. Yeah. May the men be with you, and until tomorrow.